Ali here at mindwavemeditation.com, and today we're going to talk about you. Do you find that you sometimes compare yourself to others? Friends, people you aspire to, anyone around you, anyone ever make you go, I want that, why do they have that, I haven't got that, oh that's bad, I shouldn't do that, but I'm feeling it, I'll deal with that later. Do you ever do that? Well, in this video we're going to work on that. I'm going to give you a little challenge to help you go through that process, not just kind of like what to do with those feelings, I'll squash them down. I'll give you a challenge so you can in the moment utilize this power to channel this energy into something positive. Have an amazing day. See you on the other side. So they say that comparison is the thief of joy. Well, what the hell does that mean? In essence, it means you could be in joy, but you allow comparison to rob you of that innate joy, that innate love, that innate gratitude. Whoa, that was too deep end. Let's break it down. I'm going to give you 4 amazing tips to help you when you experience comparison, and it makes you feel, it makes you feel sticky, it makes you feel like ashamed as well. You feel ashamed when you feel comparison. So we're going to talk about it. Let's break this down. All right, number 1, assess the situation. This is a great tip to really get to the root of this feeling of So assess the situation. This is a heavy one. You might not be ready for it. If it makes you go like that, then allow that to be a blessing in disguise. Allow that to be the confrontation that you might need it. When you feel comparison arising, is it because that person is doing or experiencing what you want to have, be, or do? Could there be a chance that you're getting annoyed that someone is experiencing love, joy, success on a small or huge scale, and the fact of the matter is that you want that? So therefore, that that's not fair, or they shouldn't have that, or screw that person, or they suck, or how we go from like to prodding holes. We all do it. I do it, and the greatest gift I've ever found is recognizing what I'm doing. All these things that I don't necessarily like about my behavior or mindset. Just noticing that I'm doing it and going, whoa, what was that about, Ali? Let's kind of look into that one, and just pausing time and looking at yourself in the moment, watching yourself feeling like this when it's not necessarily what you want to be feeling. Just focus in, zoom in, and go, right, what could this be about? And could it be about simply that they have what you don't have, or what you want? So let's look at that. Like, what is it about them? What is it about what they've done that you want to achieve? And could that be a sign or a message to suggest that maybe you should be doing something different? Maybe you should be doing that thing. I'm going to give you my own example. I've been, for some reason, blessed not to be a competitive person. It never really bothered me. It's probably why I didn't succeed in school so much. I didn't have that kind of like need to do better than my schoolmates. I just enjoyed life from the get-go, which has been an absolute blessing. For me in life, when I see musicians, I'm a musician as well, when I see bands doing something amazing, or they're playing a certain festival which I'd love to play, this happens to me. I have this initial, in the past, I've had this initial feeling of, screw you, or they suck. It's like this now, because I've trained myself. Anytime I feel this feeling of, my face will go like that, I'll feel a little bit sad or grumpy or disappointed about my life, and I'll feel it, and then just like that, I've trained myself just to simply observe me doing that. So can you do that too in your life? When you feel this feeling of because of someone else or something else, just pause. Just pause. Don't even think about it at this point. Don't even go into it and analyze it and observe it all. Just pause and observe you in that moment, right there, right then. So I'm going to give you an example. This happened to me today. The musician Daniel Johns emailed his mailing list, and I got this email, and he's opened up like a foundation, a fund to give back to humans and animals in need. And my initial thought, oh, it was so quick. It was so quick, but it happened. And I paused, and I was like, whoa, what's that? And I knew what it was straight away. My biggest dream, which you shouldn't really share with other people. I think you should really keep your big dreams to yourself. But just between me and you, my big dream, I'm even talking quieter, my big dream is to create a foundation, a fund, so I can give back to humans, animals. Look at my little robin friend. Say hello, dude. To give back en masse. That is the feeling that's fueling me doing this video right now. I've got up early in the morning, I've come to hang out with my robin friend and talk to you about uplifting humanity and cranking that light within all the way up. And this fun, this foundation, this vision, this dream is fueling my work. It's fueling everything I'm doing. It's fueling my life. So it's kind of a big deal for me. It's a big dream. So back to what we were talking about before with gratitude and things. Everything is two things. You focus on the now, be here now in the moment, watch yourself in the now, and simultaneously think about things that you want to achieve. And this creates a nice motion of being present and pulling you forward. It's really sweet. And if you get this rhythm right, you meditate, you do your yoga, do whatever you want to do. Stay in gratitude. Think about the positive future. Stay in gratitude. Think about the positive future. You really create this lovely, lovely flow. So I'm in this flow. I'm reading this email, it pops in, and I get this ping. And I'm like, whoa, what's with the ping, man? What's with the ping? And I didn't need to analyze this one. I knew instantly what this was. This was jealousy, this was envy, this was a reminder of someone else experiencing my vision. Now this musician's been playing for probably 20, 30 years. He's got to the point where he can do that. What I realized in that moment was, what a beautiful reflection. What a beautiful reminder that it's possible. So we're going to talk about this in a second, but this is what we do essentially, is when we feel the ping, just simply recognize it. Just simply pause and recognize that you've had one of these pings. Your face is going, you're going, what's... Just recognize, that's it. Just recognize and observe simply in that moment. Step number 2, feed the mice. Number 2, dive into inspiration. It's like a cure-all. When you feel this ping and you've recognized that you've got this ping and you're like, oh yeah, this thing's happening again. I'm comparing myself to that person. Maybe it's an older brother. Maybe it's a cousin. Maybe it's someone at work. Maybe it's someone in a magazine. It doesn't matter. When you feel that feeling, you've recognized it and you don't want that feeling. And ultimately deep down, you know that it's not necessarily bad, but it's unwanted. We don't want this feeling. When we recognize we have that feeling, we do the opposite. We flip it. Even make that noise if it helps. For me, I like to redirect this energy into excitement. So how do we do that? How do I redirect? Basically, when you're getting this ping, you're getting this unwanted feeling, right? Let's just call it a feeling. It's just an unwanted feeling. If we don't want that feeling, and we know we don't have to do, some deep self-work on it, it's just jealousy, envy, then we kind of grab that feeling and just fire it in another direction. I like to throw it into excitement. So if I see this email pop up and I'm like, oh, screw that guy, he's got my dream, grab that feeling, grab it by the throat. Don't grab it by the throat. Sort of just like give it a bear hug so it can't get away, but do it lovingly, right? Grab that feeling, go, hey, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. This is Ho'oponopono. I use this all the time. This is when I'd use this. Grab this feeling and say to yourself, from yourself, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm feeling like this. I'm sorry that I'm getting jealous. I'm just doing it. It's just Monday morning. Please forgive me. You're saying this to yourself, from yourself. Please forgive me. Thank you. A little tap on the back. And what you do with that feeling is you choose to see this opportunity. It's an opportunity of, this is what you could have. If you work hard in that direction, this is what you could have. That person's got that nice coat that you want. You could have that coat. Like, whatever it is, you just change that feeling completely to the opposite. It's simple, it's beautiful, and a real great tool is Ho'oponopono, which we can talk about later. But I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. He's doing it right now. Number 3, you've got to start somewhere. Whatever this thing is that's made you jealous, envious, or just mad, or grumpy, or, you know, just pissed off, you know, whatever it is, you've gone through this, you've got the awareness, you've observed it, you've felt it, you've flipped it, you feel good, you've gone, oh, okay, that's gonna wear off. that's just an immediate tool to help remind you that we really should just be grateful to be alive. You woke up today, you opened your eyes today. Not everybody did. So instead of being jealous and in these lower realms of comparison, and she's got that or he's got that and I want that, dive into gratitude for being alive, for being able to even have that feeling of jealousy and comparison. So to be in a position where you could drop down to a lower vibration just to kind of moan about someone else. What a gift. What a gift. So dive into gratitude and realize that anybody that ever achieved anything had to start somewhere. They were a beginner. They were a complete imposter. And whatever it is, like whether it's someone that can afford to buy that thing that you really want, you know, most of us had to start somewhere before we could afford those cars, houses, and all the rest of it. And maybe someone with an amazing talent or someone that's done something huge did a hell of a lot of work. And, you know, it's an incredible achievement. So look at it as an incredible achievement and go, right, I want to achieve something too. I want to achieve that. So once you've been through these initial stages of, okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, this is what I'm feeling now. Then the next step is really to absolutely dive into that thing. Dive into it and make a positive action. Make one positive action towards that feeling, that new feeling of excitement, joy, or love for that thing that you want, that you desire. And why not? Why not dive into it today? Why not make a decision today to dive right into that vision, that dream? And lastly, number 4, I mean, this is the deep dive. Strap in, this is the deep dive. We're all one thing. Well, I say this all the time, we're all one thing. We're all from one big bottle of dirt and water. We are all interconnected. This is all one thing. Me, you, the camera, the birds, the sun, the sky, your house, your flat, your walls, everything literally is all connected. If you really get into it, if you really want to get pedantic, everything is all one. And if you look into life on a deeper level, you know, in a holistic level, a shamanic level, a spiritual level, it's all just vibration. Everything is just kind of matter and vibration when you break it down to like the atom, the subatomic atom, and all of that jazz. We're literally all one thing. We don't have to name that thing. Some people name that thing. They call it God, consciousness, universe, oneness, Allah, Buddha, cosmos, nature, vibes. You don't even have to name it. But just saying, A lot of people name it, and the naming that we're all one. So it's a whole conversation you have with a friend. It's one of those, but it's we can't deny that everything is, okay? So when we get down to this level of this level of what the fuck, then all of this other stuff doesn't matter. It literally doesn't mean anything. It's like your right arm's jealous of your left arm. It really doesn't matter. Like, it actually doesn't matter. It's a pointless thing to experience. And yeah, of course, everyone's experience is valid and relative, and of course, but we have one life. I just turned up here today and I saw a guy praying to the bench down there. And, I never thought about this. I sit on these benches, and there's always a name. And this guy came down with his bag and started praying to, I imagine his mum or his dad or his granddad, or grandmother or friend or whatever. And it was like, oh, of course, these benches hold massive memories and feelings for people. Life-changing feelings. I'm just sat here, didn't even stop to look at the bench and think about that. And, we have one life. We're alive today. We opened our eyes today. And we're going through life thinking, oh, they have that, I don't have that. Whoa, that's not fair, We're one thing, and the more we recognize that, the more all of this BS goes out the window. It just starts to dissolve. It's just not needed. It's like brain goes, not needed. So what happens is, by using these tools, we tune into it like that. Oh, there it is. We don't just forever get rid of it unless you turn into a guru or a mystic and these things just are eliminated. We're still human beings. We still experience all these things. But by practicing this stuff, we recognize it like that. And we have this choice in this pause of, do I want to experience this, or do I want to learn from it and grow from it? So I'm going to give you a challenge. Here we go. This is your comparison challenge. Anytime you feel that feeling of comparison to anyone else, judgment, envy, jealousy, anytime you feel that, flip it to respect and love and gratitude for that person. Notice that feeling and turn that feeling into appreciation and respect for that person. Whether you respect them or not, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just feel what that feels like to do. Just go, wow, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Wow, that's awesome. You did that thing. You've shown others that other people can do that thing or buy that thing if they follow their dreams. They can do almost whatever they want. Wow, good for you that you did that. Awesome. That's the challenge. To flip these feelings into a positive feeling that makes you also feel good. So click the link below if you want to dive into Dare to Discover, my mini course, which helps you figure out your dreams and helps you figure out what you do want. Click the link below if you want this nice track that's underneath these videos in your ears today, so you can focus and concentrate and study and do whatever you want to do and breathe and have a good time. And I'll see you, my friend, on the next video.